Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Doing some lathe work. I told you I brought home, or was bringing home, one of the cross slides. So the only way I can figure out to get this all the way apart is to knock this pin out right here, which I just applied some heat to and I was able to knock it out. So let's see if we can figure out how to get this the rest of the way apart. So just one sec. All right, I moved the card a little bit too. So anyway, heated it up, finally popped it out. Got all my junk in the way. So it's just a little tapered rod that goes in there. Like I said, I had to throw some propane on it. That's all there is to it. Knock her out. That should, I hope, well, maybe let that come out. Can't tell if that, crap. Goes back. Trying to lose everything. I have a couple grub screws out and that pin. Don't. There we go. There we go. Pop right off. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, okay. So we already took one of the grub screws out of the side of this one. So this has a jam nut. And so we could probably take those off. And those two out. So I don't think taking those two out is going to help me. There's two Allen screws right there. I think it's this one. Yep. I want to take this apart the minimal amount possible, simply because, there you go, I don't want to destroy everything. There's so much mess in here. It runs so unsmoothly. I'll just clean it all up. There you go. And there you go. And this should, there you go, walk right out. However, if you can see all that, you can see how much nonsense is in there. So we're going to get to cleaning that, and I will get back to y'all in just a second. So one of the things you can definitely tell this is, it's definitely crashed. I mean, they broke it there, they broke it there, they broke it there, they broke it there. Still works. There's a little bump right there, a little edge right there, a little edge right there. I want to take a flat file to it just to kind of see if I can smooth that off. There's some roughness in here, but I don't think that's a big deal because it doesn't really impact it much as far as this slide is concerned, if I can remember how to put it all back together. Cleaned out that part pretty well. That one's pretty clean all the way around. Just want to knock this off. There's some brass spalling on that. Probably trim that little bit of rough edges off of that. I got some clippers. It still screws on okay, but I really want to clean it out so it doesn't break and get in the works at some point. So rather than trying to replace it, Just a slight bit more bump there. That one's good. There we go. That actually went a lot faster than I expected. So, you know, I've got these little snips like this. I'm just gonna take that little bit of, hopefully not mess anything up too bad here. If you can see that. Might file that a little bit too. The threads are still there, but I just don't want too bad. It's still really rough right there. I've got a, let's see if I can just do a light bit of, yeah, and just a touch, right? Just to round it back off. We'll run the screw through it again. A little bit of a rough edge right there. Okay. Real nice and smooth still. Not a problem. Okay. Knock a little bit off. I have some engine cleaner, which is essentially diesel fuel. And I'm gonna smell like it. It's even pink colored like off-road diesel. So, but it's high pressure. And I should have put on gloves. I have them. Just didn't do it. I'm an idiot. It's gonna take me days to get this nonsense out of my hands, off my hands now. Yeah. All right. So now then, wipe this down for a minute, and then I'll work on reassembling it. Not nearly as gunky as it was. I'll grab some 4-in-1 oil, or 3-in-1 oil, 4-in-1 oil. I have extra special oil. It's 4-in-1. Anyway. Now I get to figure out how I took this apart and put it back together again. Get a couple of things out of my way. Make sure there's nothing too bad. Actually, I'm gonna take this. And where these screw holes are, there's a little bit of gunk and a little bit of gunk down there. So. There we go. Much better. Grunge right there. That's better. Nothing's crazy short. Do you remember how this went together? Because I don't. That slides in there. That guy's gonna go in there. Oops. Put it in the right way. So I'm gonna grab the 4-in-1. 4-in-1. Say it again. 3-in-1 oil. Nice quick on. Just give it a little something in the groove. Anyway, I'll put a little 3-in-1 oil in it, both as a lubricant, but I need to get some machine oil. I'm just gonna put a little bit in all the slidey areas. A little bit right there and take it out. That's better. All right, roll that down a little bit. There we go. I think instead of doing it, man. Anyway, I forgot to bring the rail that holds this way in, but I can slide that back in later. You nail. Just get this lined back up. And grab these guys. Right. Alrighty. So that part's back in. And then I'm actually going to put, there's a grub screw that fits right here. If you can see it. Right there, that's to retain the brass piece. At least that's my understanding. Okay. I'm going to put just a touch on the screw here. Also a grub screw that goes in the side, which really not sure what it retains, but that's where it's going to go. I set stuff down. Okay. that may actually help retain that rail, so I'm not going to tighten it all the way down. And then the next one is going to be the dial. This is actually the indicator dial. There you go. There's really not a spot. I can see where it was down. I think I can set this however I want it when I get it, so I'll set it to 0 at some point in time. Well, after I get all this done, I can tighten that back down, it doesn't matter. And then this little guy here. So this has, like I said, the pin that goes in. What I'm going to do is what I did a second ago. I'm going to heat this up slightly after I get it on there. Just one side. Yeah. May not have to heat it up. I may just be able to tap it in. I have this is actually an armorer's block for a AR rifle building, but I can set it in there and tap it down a little bit. Kind of supports it a little bit. Not the right hammer, not the right anything. Squeamish for tools, don't watch. This is a bad thing. I'll definitely go in a little bit more, but it's pretty tight. A little roughness in there. What's hitting? Guess I'm just to the end. Yeah. Okay, so that's as far as it's supposed to go, because the screw is running to the far side or the end of the brass block there. So if we assume that's 0, then I take my little grubby screw. No, I don't need to assume it's 0. I'm just going to make it 0 for now. And there you go. Again. Actually, probably the wrong way around. Anyway, but it's back together. I can zero that out again at some point in the future. It's pretty tight. Runs pretty smooth when it's not all jacked up in the middle. And there you go. That's the first part of the vise taken apart. Or vise. Lathe taken apart and put back together. There's a little bit of junk down here, but that's a non-moving part. So So the next bit will be getting the bottom part of the cross slide off and cleaning that up. So I've got to figure that out next. So anyway, thanks for watching. I know it's confusing when I try to explain things, but that's how it works. So there's a fuzzball. Anyway, see, fuzzball. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Talk to you later. Bye.
Baby, I don't